nearly 3 weeks, I have charged astrology, and it is
Yes.
bullish. Today may be a little bit of volatility, but we have bullish signals from Target Astrology, so it should fit. We should finish green today, so I'm happy about that.
I'm very happy about that too. But green for like SPY overall, because Tesla's not looking too green.
Oh hell no! Of course not. Nah, not for Tesla. Not for Tesla. Why would you ever speak such blasphemous words? Tesla is the dark side. We don't speak of he who must not be named. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh man. Yeah, Tesla not doing too hot. I think it's down like 8% in pre-market now. And Twitter is suing Microsoft, so that's fun. Elon Musk really has got his hands full.
Happy 420 opinion.
Oh yes, happy.
Yes, happy 420, everybody.
Yeah, it's Hitler's birthday, right? That's what we're celebrating, or is there something else?
Oh no 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 no! We as the Society of Stoners have officially annexed such a day from ever existing because we have claimed it for our own. It is our day to smoke and do whatever the fuck we want, just like every other day of the year.
All right, all right. So in that case, do you think we're gonna see a 420 bump
I
for
mean,
stocks?
hopefully in weed stocks. I mean, I believe that 420 is a huge catalyst for most weed. Like every fucking 420, there's an influx of sales. Like people buy specifically today, even if they bought like yesterday, like myself. I bought yesterday, but it's extremely likely that I'm gonna be buying some more today. So like there's a lot that's gonna propel the market that hopefully will show up today.
Opinion, it's actually my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yeah, 420.
All right,
That's,
so we're all gonna sing for T Prince.
oh no.
Maybe we could. I mean, it's your
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
Birthday to you.
Adrian.
All right.
From the Maryland Masked. Yeah, Hitler's birthday. I was in, I think, the seventh grade when I found out that I shared a birthday with Hitler. My history teacher told me. It was disappointing.
Anyone think that there might be some subtle connection between 420 and Tesla's price going down?
No.
Isn't
No.
isn't Elon
Elon.
shooting a rocket today?
He's launching the Starship at 9:28 Eastern Time, 8:28 Central Time.
Nothing
It's
with Tesla.
scheduled to be launched. Whether or not it actually goes up or not remains to be seen. But yes,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna say
earnings.
for like the millionth time, every time Tesla does poorly, Elon announces some bullshit to distract you, and every time you get distracted, stop doing it. Like,
Well, do we get distracted though? I mean, the stock is still down 8%. Levels
mean-
not seen since.
some people seem to get distracted.
There is quite a few distractions out there. I mean, Doge is pumping. There's like a few other things that, distractions that are pulling away from, attention. There's a bit out there. It may not seem like a lot, but there's a bit. There's quite a bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. It's
positive note. BBBY is up like 38% from yesterday.
Wait,
Or
what?
yesterday was up 38%. Yeah.
how is that a positive note?
Well, WallStreetBets.
So
Wait,
Tyrone,
last time I saw BBBY this morning, it was down like 28%. How is it up?
Yesterday it was up.
Oh, it's down from where it was at yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, it's down
Yes.
23%.
we could be seeing their bankruptcy within a few days. Kind of entertaining
Yeah.
to see it rally, Hertz style. Um, but I think and correct me if I'm wrong, but the Hertz equity investors actually came out on top while investing while Hertz was going bankrupt. Although they were buoyed by the fact that there was an insane and unprecedented amount of like inflation in the used car market, right? Uh, I don't know if that's necessarily gonna happen. I mean, we could see unprecedented inflation in the like towels and kitchen pots, but I am gonna probably go for no. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Jefferson, a lot of discussion has been going around this Microsoft lawsuit from Twitter, and you're even seeing places like Reddit also like now charging for their API to quote unquote stop the world's most profitable companies from training on this data. But well, that's definitely true. I think that one, the size of models is going to matter less and less, and that's kind of consensus now in the AI field. But then also, I mean, you look at some interviews with like Sam Altman. Like obviously, look, he has like an incentive to say this, but he says that it's a vanishingly small percentage of uh, or has a surprisingly small impact on the model's ability. So I don't know. Do you guys think this is all overblown? Do you think? And besides, was it even Microsoft that trained on Twitter's data? Wasn't it OpenAI? It just seems to me that ever since Musk got rejected as CEO or something of OpenAI, he's been very salty and going after them ever since. Suddenly caring a lot about safety. Meanwhile, he's got cars that plow through children and whatnot.
Was he rejected, or was it just a conflict of interest between Tesla?
Oh, it depends who you ask. I think he was rejected. Let me go take a look.
Okay, because I'm curious, because I thought he just stepped down himself, but again, it's Elon, so he probably won't admit if he was rejected.
Yeah.
No, he asked for a vote.
I see. And then Sam Altman and the other OpenAI founders rejected his proposal. I definitely just looked that up, but
That's a rejection.
Okay, so yeah.
I mean, look at what he's doing right now, though. Like, he is suing Microsoft using the company that he bought as a distraction to the last time Tesla performed poorly. That he had no intention of actually buying and ended up getting trapped in a purchase.
Yeah, he got the whole Twitter distraction, then followed by the whole cutting prices of Tesla cars distraction, and then the whole creating his own version of OpenAI or AI, right? So a lot of distractions came out.
Well, I think the real liability is what other data was perhaps used to train the AI in question that could open Microsoft up to further liability, or ChatGPT or OpenAI. Sorry.
Well, so the majority of the data is like what's called Book 1 and Book 2, which are like these big corpuses of text that are like just transcribed of all the books from like forever ago to 1970, and then 1970, I think, to more recently. But the bigger thing is like all these GPTs and LLMs, they're much more than just being trained on a bunch of data, as in like books and stuff. For example, this is my layman's understanding, but there's there's almost like a pipeline, and part of that is the human reinforced learning, which is whenever you had people hitting the thumbs up or thumbs down for different answers on ChatGPT when it first launched. That was us training the model, telling it, hey, like this answer is better than this answer, and so on. And so Scald can, if he's not in cornfields, come in and correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's a lot more than just the data you feed it, but a lot of how the algorithm actually works, making it lighter, getting human feedback in the loop. Yeah. so
I
that
mean, opinion.
No, that's 100% correct, and it's gone on longer than you think because my first access to ChatGPT was ChatGPT's 2.0 product, which wasn't even called ChatGPT, and that was in 2021 when they started giving select AI researchers limited access to the API, and I'll just say it was a very different experience then. It's interesting to see what it's become.
Scald, let me ask you a question or opinion if either of you know. The books one and books two, this foundational knowledge for it, how much of that information is still protected by copyright or by intellectual property rights? Now, the reason I'm asking you is that you can tell ChatGPT to do something like write a short story in the style of, let's say, Stephen King. Stephen King is still alive. He still owns all his IP. My concern with all of these, and where I believe there is danger for that community, is the fact that I think they're using material that's actually not it's not available for public use, and they're using it to generate income, which means that they are susceptible to lawsuits.
Yeah, that's a great question. Books one and books two were actually recently taken off GitHub, and there's some controversy about it. If you look into it, there's a new book called Book 3, which includes no copyrighted material at all. It also doesn't include any material that's racist or sexist. Apparently, there was some troubling material in books one and books two, but again, it went back hundreds of years. So there's obviously some writings that were included in there that were a little bit, it might have offended modern sensibilities, right?
You mean Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn?
I mean, yeah, yeah, that kind of stuff, right? There's certain language in there that people would definitely find offensive. So, they really framed it as like more of a wokeness sort of thing, and like, hey, we're moving away from some of this offensive material in 1 and 2. But there's also serious rumors there's copyrighted stuff in books 1 and books 2. And I know someone who downloaded the full GitHub before it was pulled. So maybe I could get a copy of that data and look through it myself, see what I can find.
Yeah, I would love a copy of that as well. Yeah. If you happen to if you can source it, I would love to see what's in it as well, and I've got a lot of space for it.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do on that front, Crash Panda.
All right. Yes, Delarix, I agree with you. Let's turn back over to plays.
So I got the dip on Ford and played 428, 1250, and $13 calls.
Oh, very nice. But why?
Because it always goes back up. Ford
always goes
down.
back up.
Yeah, Ford never stays down. Ford is just like the little engine that could.
It's built Ford tough.
Built different. Okay, yeah. Do they have anything coming up recently? I think.
They have their ex-dividend date.
Okay.
So there'll be a run-up for the dividend.
I'd love to see a backtested model to see how well trading on ex-dividend dates works out. I mean, I have to feel like that's like an obvious thing to solve for, but I'm curious if,
Yeah, it's the 25th.
25th.
So,
I feel like that's a hard.
I had a play on Rocket Lab, but turns out that was a false news story. So.
Somebody posted a link of a conversation where someone was being interviewed and almost said Amazon and then stopped himself, and that's where the rumor came from. They posted it earlier. It's called. Uh-oh, he poofed again. Damn corn.
What was the rumor, sir?
That they were being acquired.
Who? Not Ford.
Rocket Lab.
Sorry, come again.
Rocket Lab.
Oh, Rocket Lab. Dang.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut out there right after I said it. Yeah, I had a play on Rocket Lab, but it was based on a story that was shared to WallStreetBets that the merger is on between Amazon and Rocket Lab. However, looking today, Human Genome pointed out, as did Jefferson Hat, there's no other sources for this other than the WallStreetBets thread on the topic. There's zero evidence this is actually happening. So that being said, I'm still looking at Rocket Lab. There is a merger between them and Amazon that has been rumored and has been possible for some time. So I'm still taking a look at them.
WSB is a reliable news source. It's called. Someone posted earlier that there was an interview, and the Rocket Lab guy almost said their partnership with Amazon, and then stopped himself. So that's where the rumor came from.
I really want to see what Red Star is talking about. He's calling you guys, saying that you're talking about his crap for Roblox. Very interested to hear opposing opinions. Often we only get one side of each of these stocks, so it's nice when there's a little bit of discussion, people on both sides of the fence. But while we wait for him to furiously type, what's your timeline on Rocket Labs?
If someone asking in the question, what does Rocket Lab do? I can answer that. They launch rockets, my friend. Pretty straightforward. They build rockets and launch them into space.
What's your timeline on
Their claim to fame is they make rockets through what do you call it? 3D printing. They're 3D printed rockets. So that's kind of their claim to fame is they make these rockets with 3D printers of various types of material.
Can somebody set like a calendar event for the next time Tesla has earnings on my calendar?
Well, if you check out the subreddit, we pin the earnings threads every week, so just gotta check every single week. But I'll give you a hint. It'll be.
Yeah, just I don't have time for that. Just somebody put it on my calendar. I was too busy to pay attention to that fact because I always get puts when they have earnings, and I'm feeling pretty salty right now.
I bought Straddle for the earnings call, and my puts are going to print pretty nicely this morning.
Yeah, what I don't necessarily understand is why their lack of profit is hurting all the other automotive stocks, right? Because shouldn't their problems raise other boats?
It's not their lack of profit. The downturn in their stock price is unexplainable. I'm not sure what's going on. They beat EPS by 0.18%. They missed earnings by 0.11%. And I listened in on the earnings call, and I mean, relative to the other EV manufacturers, they're in the strongest position that they could be in. There's no one else that can even come close. The one thing that he mentioned, he took a couple of, he did take a couple of swipes at JPOW, stating that interest rates have a huge impact on, obviously, on people being able to afford cars. But and there was a lot of other positive, forward-looking statements that they had made, and if the markets reflect what's going to happen in 6 months, and they're treating Tesla the way they have, then I think the economy overall, their forecast, it's more based on macroeconomic conditions rather than anything specific to Tesla itself. But as far as the EV,
go ahead. Just to be clear, their profitability definitely did go down.
Yeah, I mean, can we talk about the fact that they, as much as we want to look at this earnings call, they have a PE ratio of like 50, which is maybe, 5 times the industry average at this point, maybe more. It's not a question, sometimes we look at these things and we go like, how did it perform in relation to how we anticipated it to perform? But if you are priced so high above the rest of the industry, then you have to outperform the rest of the industry by that much to maintain your price. So it's not like the value of Tesla is going down, but what people are willing to pay for it is going down, which makes sense.
Yeah, it's coming back to normality. The age of Candyland, where every single thing they ever posted was extremely positive, is over. So when they post something slightly negative, they're gonna get kicked in the fucking nuts for it. And in this situation,
Speaking of Tesla bulls,
they reported a decrease in operating margins. Profitability is increased by
If you switch the first 2 letters of Tesla's ticker, you suddenly find a much better stock.
Yeah, I know. I own a lot of it.
I have that one too, but I'm definitely buying the Tesla dip.
The day that Elon Musk smoked pot on Joe Rogan's podcast, Tesla went down 9%.
Good history. Did y'all get into the nitty gritty of why Tesla's down?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, can you explain it, Luce? Because it's tough to understand, honestly.
Big price cuts. Margins went from something like 16-17% down to 11% operating margins, that is. Free cash flow was about a quarter, 25% of what it was the previous quarter. So yeah, that was a bad earnings report. And then the guidance, he said that they're still dealing with high commodity, high input costs. That they're at max pain or whatever. And then they said, Elon said that the orders are still exceeding production. But if that were the case, why would you need to lower prices by over 20%? So, yeah, I think the markets are calling bullshit on Tesla. Honestly, I'm surprised it's not down a little bit more.
It's gonna go down more. The markets are calling bullshit on them. They've been fudging the fucking numbers for a while and living off their hype. The reality doesn't reflect it. Like, go drive down the road in a normal city, not some fucking like San Francisco. Like, go drive down the road in a normal city and count how many fucking Teslas there are, and tell me it's the most popular thing in the world. I mean, there's a few out there, don't get me wrong, but they don't have any sort of like great market share over everything else that's on the road. I mean, I'm going down I-85 right now, one of the biggest highways on the fucking East Coast, and I've seen one fucking Tesla in about 20 miles.
And then compare that to a company like Toyota or Hyundai.
Or Stellantis, huh?
Rivian.
That's the difference, is that Stellantis actually makes interesting products. Toyota, when they started making the FJ Cruiser and the 8.6 and all the other bullshit where they tried to reinvent or cash in on previous successes from the 70s and 80s. It wrote them off to me. And then when they made the Supra, that's just a fucking BMW. There's not a single Toyota part on it, and they called it a Supra. That was the end of it for me. Fuck them. Stellantis actually makes interesting products, and they make good stuff now. They have high quality stuff, and it's a well-run company. And I don't know, probably 15 or 20% of the shit that I've seen going down the road today is Stellantis.
I listened to the earnings call too, and what struck me most was what wasn't said. I think a lot of like key man stuff is kind of affecting the price. Like Elon is a huge part of the share price, and he's involved in so many things that aren't, making Tesla more valuable right now.
I think we got dividends coming up on our Stellantis shares, boys. Let me look here.
Yeah, 24th.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I'm not sure if you guys are okay with me switching the topic here, but I wanted to ask you guys about this weight loss injection thing that's going on. I got some Weight Watchers at about $7.50, and Weight Watchers going crazy. I know that Eli Lilly is also getting in on that. That's why their stock's going up. But Weight Watchers is trying to open up stores where people can go in and get their weight loss injections. I think they said they were going to get like 50% margins on that. I was curious if anybody knows about this.
I love how like half the country wanted to fucking start a war over having to get in the vaccine, but they're just completely fine with just injecting shit into their ass to lose weight.
Hey, no fake news, okay? Yeah, so the question is, what is Weight Watchers getting paid for? Like, what are they making money off of? Because they're not selling the drug themselves. So is it just consultation?
Yeah, they're pretty much you remember like 10 years ago when you would see like middle-aged moms going into the Weight Watchers stores, they had like physical stores. They're going to turn those into places where doctors are going to just do the injection. So I guess it is consultation, kind of like a physical service. I'm also long Victoria's Secret stock, LH brands, because I think that everyone's turning female.
This one.
All right.
So
What?
Weight Watchers business model kind of changing to like a pain clinic type deal.
Yeah, they were saying that they were gonna get like 50% margins on every customer that walks in. So I don't know if you guys check out the stock. It's been rallying. It's also been holding its gains. I'm still trying to do my DD. That's why I was curious if anyone else knew about this whole weight loss thing.
Yeah, and we took a couple days to talk a lot of shit about Weight Watchers. So just look at their financials. Their revenue's been decaying for 5 years. And they have a shitty business. And now they're trying to make money off of consultations. You can't just prescribe, like automatically prescribe everybody the drug. You know, you still need to get a doctor's consult for it. And they're just making money off the consultation. So, and then they're going to solve everyone's weight loss problem. So they're going to get rid of one part of their business to make money on another, and they pay for the ability to do that. I don't get it. I don't get what Weight Watchers is really trying to do here. So financials are terrible. Companies
it seems like Weight Watchers isn't a necessary ingredient in the American population losing weight through this drug.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got to do some more DD on it. But I got a stop loss at my entry, so hopefully I don't get cucked with an overnight gap.
Weight Watchers are drug dealers. Yeah, they deal with the drug. It's fat, I hear.
On a positive note, I was too late to get puts, but I bought a bunch of short shares on Tesla, and it's still going down. So, thank God.
Hey, Hey, did anyone play those banks that we talked about last week? Western Alliance, MTB.
Fuck yeah, dude. Those MTB
yeah.
calls.
Yeah, man. I had the 135. I thought you would. I know you went 140, but 135. I just saw better liquidity on it. It was a little more expensive, but they printed, man. Nice play.
MTB,
Yeah, I had one. Yeah, I had 125 calls. It was definitely a healthy print.
Don't we still have FRC coming up? I don't have a play on FRC. I'm just thinking about what banks are still out there to report.
There are a lot of regional banks reporting good earnings and reporting beats. And given how beaten down they are versus the reality of the situation, the fact that they have basically an unlimited credit facility from the government, there's probably some opportunity in banks, even the small ones.
A Deadeye. There's a regional bank ETF. It's KRE. I don't know about all the other banks. I don't remember that ETF.
Lewis, are you making a play for one of those for next week?
Oh, what do they have earnings? Probably not. I'm just selling puts on them. CEO needs to learn how to say Harry Potter and AI a bunch of times on the earnings call. So Tesla's bringing down like the whole EV market.
It's not just bringing down the EV market; it's bringing down all the automotive stocks, which fundamentally does not make a lot of sense to me. But whatever.
That's because Tesla isn't a car company, right?
Reminds me of when Snapchat came out and said, maybe it was like 3 quarters ago, and they had losses. Their growth slowed, and they said it was because the economy the economy was looking really bad, and that's why they lost money. And then markets dropped like 1%, 1.5% because of that. And I remember thinking, since when was Snapchat's executives the economists of the world? It was ridiculous. So I keep seeing those articles about people shorting TD Bank. Isn't short interest still only like 5%, or maybe like 7%? It's not even that high. Or are people not actually reading the article? They just see the thumbnail and freak out.
Speaking of regional banks, I was talking to a fellow janitor last night who said Zion is going to make a miraculous recovery.
On Williams?
No, just the regional bank, Zion. Something to do with it being tied to the Mormons and it being a secret money laundering operation for the entire Mormon religion.
False. That's an
Yeah, I agree.
interesting
That's just not
username you
true.
have there, my friend. I'm playing with you, Latter Day Weeb. That was pretty good.
I make the best kind of friends.
Someone asked about Penske Automotive Group. They kind of look like a value trap because the multiples actually look pretty good. But estimates are saying that their margins are going to contract over the next few years. So EBITDA last year was about 2 billion. EBITDA is supposedly going to go down to about 1.6 and then 1.5 for the next 2 years. Free cash flow is going from 1.1 billion expected this year down to 725 million 2024. So I don't know if markets are pricing in that contraction. But be careful about that one. Personally, I'm like trying to only invest in stocks, at least for the long term, that are still having strong growth. I actually just bought some shares of EPAM, a software as a service company. A pretty big one too. Really good business. And I think they lost some revenue from Ukraine, that region. They lost some business there. So it caused their revenue growth to drop for this year. Not all of that has been baked in, but most of the impact has already been realized. So yeah, I think they're expecting revenue growth something like 9% this year, but they're expecting to revert to double-digit growth next year. So they have solid revenue growth, EBITDA growth, free cash flow growth. The valuation is, I'd say it's like growth at a reasonable price. I wouldn't call it a value stock. They have very low leverage, and they said they're open to making prudent acquisitions, so they could boost their growth. They could just buy their growth in an economic downturn. Balance sheet's really healthy. Yeah, company's solid. So yeah, ticker's EPAM. Let's see. I think I bought shares around this price. The options are not very liquid, so that's the only downside.
Sorry, did you cover why it dropped from 700 in the past?
So they lost a good amount of business from the Eastern European region. I think it was just really overvalued, just like a lot of other tech stocks. EPAM is actually, it's a really strong company. So it definitely was one of those companies, especially since it's in SaaS, it was one of those companies that had this massive premium, just like NVIDIA, or, I mean, just pick any other crazy high growth tech stocks. So it's been a high growth tech company. And then they said that their growth was going to slow several percentage points this year. So, yeah, it doesn't take much. Market correcting. Suddenly, high growth company goes down to single digits revenue growth. So, I mean, I think it's a good correction. Yeah, because there's no way I would have bought it at like 700 or even above 500. So, I think it's a decent price here. And if markets decide that they want to go back into growth and they don't care so much about a recession and just keep on picking winners the way they've been doing, especially the cash flow. That's a very recurring theme over the past several months with earnings, is the companies that are generating strong cash flow are outperforming the markets, outperforming all the other stocks. So EPAM still have high growth, really good cash flow, very low leverage. I think almost no debt, basically. So if the markets want to decide to go risk on, I think this is a good company to be in. And the effects of the lost opportunity from Eastern Europe will go away probably by like third quarter, as in they've already communicated the impact. The impact won't be fully realized on their financial statements until maybe like the third quarter. Management has actually been pretty transparent, so yeah, I think it's a good entry point.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, man. I'll keep that on my watch list.
Say the ticker again.
PAM, EPAM. Put in chat. I have not looked at TYL.
Luce, have you looked at Domino's Pizza? I feel like I want to buy it because everyone's getting fat.
Domino's? No. I think Domino's. I know
Well, if you're
Domino's
gonna
was
buy
like quoted by so many people because of COVID. They just took off, but I think it was a one-time thing.
Yeah, like if you're gonna buy a food company stock, buy something that tastes good.
I don't know if I can accept this Domino's Pizza slander, but I heard they were like automating their pizza making process even further. Like if you guys go into a Domino's Pizza, they have like a TV that tells you exactly where your pizza's at. I heard they're like trying to make like machines that do the pizza from start to finish, and also they're gonna try to get some self-driving cars, but that sounds like not very close from now. But there are
Only they
people
would-
who genuinely think that DPZ is a tech stock. Like I'm not
if-
even joking right now.
If only they would
What?
invest in improving the quality of the pizza.
Farted.
There-
And
there are pizza
there's
companies-
already been people who have proven that little pizza tracker actually doesn't actively track your pizza. It just basically is a timer that has fancy animations.
Yeah. And like,
Oh,
isn't
really?
there already a company that was trying to make like little automated pizza making things, like pizza making vending machines, and like it never caught on? I thought that was already a thing.
I actually already have an automated pizza machine. It's called Upway.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, opinion is Shkreli still around? Someone posted in the chat that he's got a new chatbot named Dr. Gupta. Is he still around on Wall Street Bets? What's he up to?
No, Skrilla was banned a while back because we found out he was, or I'm sorry, we didn't find out. Apparently he was a scammer, and people didn't know that at first. So because people aren't not very smart. So yeah, he's banned from Wall Street Bets.
Well,
He like
good.
streams every day still, I think. He's like on YouTube and Twitch and stuff. He's always out streaming. He does like fundamental analysis on stocks as well all the time.
Yeah, it's good stuff. If it was 2009,
What do you mean by that?
I have more plays if people want to talk about that instead.
Yeah, let's hear it, man.
Plays.
Plays are
Right,
always
so
great.
if you want something kind of fucking weird, this is it's a Chinese stock, and the ticker is DQ, and it's I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Daco Energy, or maybe it's Dago. That would be racist. So I'm not sure. Yeah, and they sell polysilicon and in China or around the world. In their company, they're currently trading. Market cap is below their cash balance. So the market's going through a downturn right now, or it's starting a downturn for their products. And they had this ridiculous blowout year last year. But their revenue, their margins are going to contract over the next 2 years. But they still expect to make positive earnings. And they do have a share buyback program, something like $700 million, which represents, I think it's like, 17% of the market cap. And so they're going to be buying back shares over the next 1 to 2 years. Even with the share repurchases, retained earnings will still be positive over the next 1 to 2 years. And what that means is the book value will remain intact. So, and I think, let me check their book value again. Yeah, book value 0.7, still trading below cash value. I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand the business, but this is sort of like popped up on like my DFV style screener where it's just like you have this company trading below cash. And the last time I saw that, I think it was maybe GameStop. I'm not comparing this to them. I just don't see that very often. So it's kind of weird. Maybe it just stays here. I don't know. But yeah, ticker's DQ.
Who are their top competitors?
No idea. Yes,
Is
China
it possible
bad. China
they
very,
just
very bad.
lied
Yes.
about their cash value and they don't actually have that much cash on hand?
They lied? Sure,
Yeah.
anything's possible in this world.
Chinese stock.
I mean, that's my only concern. That it's a Chinese stock. That's.
I mean, the
about it.
U.S. lies too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. It popped up on my screener. I haven't audited the company. I couldn't tell you.
Pretty dope, man. I will. I'll take a look at it.
More plays.
Loose.
Yes.
We haven't showed Enphase lately. They have earnings next week. Any updates on that? It looks like it's been consolidating all week.
I'm sticking in that trade, and I'm gonna roll. Or actually, I already rolled the. I sold a strat on the short term. No, I sold a strangle in the short term, bought a strangle in the long term. So double calendar, I believe at first, but I pushed up short strangle, make it more bullish. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have good earnings, but even if not, it's not a big deal because I think max I can lose like 1,000, but max I can make is something like let's see. Actually, it's unlimited because I'm leveraged to the call side, so max I can lose is like 800. I'm just sitting pretty on that trade. Versus like several thousand if it stays where it's at right now.
Yeah, I might look into calls, but we'll see.
All right, Luce, thanks for sharing some stuff. I'm gonna head out. Opinion, thanks for having me up here. Have a great day, boys.
Hi.
Hey, Prince, how are you?
Good. How are you, Luce?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Good
Hey,
to see you.
Prince, what's the chicken stonk play of the day?
I don't know. I think we're gonna have Ashley start pulling some because Egon has some girlfriends now, and he's kind of not really studying picking stonks. So I think we'll have Ashley pick something today. If you tell me what you want her to pick.
I taught Eggnog well.
Yeah.
He knows
Yeah.
what to go after.
He's got a little harem going now, so he's not really studying picking stonks. So, but Ashley is kind of her percentage is more like inverse Kramer's than Aegon's.
That's unfortunately because I've been the person mostly for fucking Ashley.
Yeah. Master's the biggest fan.
Is that your audio that's going nuts? Right.
Oh
we're just gonna mute you.
His audio that's a bit off. But
trying to say yes.
You need to make sure to keep track of Aegon's posterity because they might be some future stock pickers themselves.
Well, he's got some youngins coming up right now, so I think I may train them to got Einstein and Ethel, so I may train them to pick since they've got Aegon genes.
I've just received some breaking news that apparently today is T Prince's birthday. Happy birthday, T Prince.
Merry Christmas.
But everyone on stage, get ready to sing happy birthday.
No.
One.
No, we're not gonna sing the same bullshit song. We're gonna sing the happy birthday from all of us to you. You know.
All right, there we go.
All right, let me mute everybody first, and then you can start singing. Any plans for this wonderful day, T Prince?
I took the day off, so I'm just gonna watch the stock market, maybe.
A rogue and a rebel.
I know. That's
And hang out with eggnog and friends.
Yes. We'll get Ashley to pick some stocks, I guess, and my kids went to their dads for spring break, so the house is quiet, and I'm just gonna kind of enjoy the silence today.
No strippers?
No, not really my thing. No strippers today.
Maybe next time.
Prince, is there Chippendales nearby for you?
No, there isn't. Oh, sorry, not really my thing anyway.
Hey, does anyone know if Dave owns male strip clubs as well?
Dave?
Yeah, our favorite entertainment.
Are you talking about Rick? Are you talking about Rick?
Adult entertainment stock?
No, Rick is all female.
Oh, that's opinion. That's opinions department. He doesn't go there because it's like a female strip club. So, but he knows about it. He knows quite well. I think someone asked if I'm still in a square. Short strangles. No, I closed that out after like a week and a half. That was a while back. I hope you're not still in it. Actually, if you are, you're probably making money. Or it expired. One of those.
Starship going to the moon.
Minus 4 minutes, 16 seconds. Starship launch.
4 minutes.
My timer says 4 minutes 30 seconds. Guess I'm a little behind.
Watch it explode.
Oh, don't say that.
There's no one in it though, right?
Okay, good. All right.
I honestly don't know. That was a question.
I think it's really cool that Elon is shooting a rocket off for my birthday. Like, this is very cool of him.
I'll shoot a rocket off for your birthday. Hey, sorry, I thought this was DMs. I'm sorry. I actually, anybody that before I get canceled, I just want everybody to know that I am above sensorial pleasures, just like the Dalai Lama. So I can say stuff like "suck my tongue," or "let me pop a finger in your butthole," and it doesn't mean anything. PSA to the guy that said he's still in square short strangles. I do. That was a tasty trade style position, so that's like close at something like 50% of the about half the time until expiration. So it's all about trade management. So typically you don't want to leave those open. So once you've gotten a good amount of money, say like 40, 50, maybe even 60% of the short strangles, you're going to want to close. The reason is because as you get closer to expiration, the amount of money that's left to make from those options that you sold is so little. Your incremental return is so small, but you are much more highly exposed to tail risk. So in other words, you're not compensated for taking risks that you're still taking. So it becomes a bad trade. Another way to look at it would be, if you were looking at the trade now, would you make it? If you weren't in that trade, would you now open that same position? And if it's a no, then you should close. Should I wait? Can I live stream the explosion? The explosion of my rocket or Elon's rocket? What are we talking? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yours.
Oh, too late. Too late. No, that's on my OnlyFans. That's behind a paywall. Sorry.
Fuck.
Any thoughts on SMCI? Was it Super Micro Computer? Most aptly named stock ever. I think they're overvalued. I'm not a fan of semiconductor stocks right now. I do have some long delta exposure to them, and the one I picked was AMD. I'm still hedged. I'm not. I think I posted it in my server. Let me find what I posted. I think it was yesterday about semiconductors. Share it in the chat. You can just go over and check it out. Let me see. Okay, I found it.
T-minus 1 minute and counting.
Let's go. Doge symbol on the rocket.
I just posted what I have for semiconductor chip stocks. So essentially, top, and I'll read it for anybody who can't look at the messages right now. The top 3 semiconductor foundry stocks, which are Taiwan Semiconductor, Samsung, and UMC. I forgot what UMC stands for. They control something like I want to say like 70%. I'm sorry, close to 80%. We'll call it 75% of the market share of the global semiconductor foundry industry. All 3 of those companies have issued cautious guidance going forward. They've all said that they're worried about demand and a slowdown in semiconductor chip sales. So if your 3 biggest players in the industry that basically control the market are all saying that semiconductor chip sales might be weaker this year, and they're guiding for lower revenue, lower demand, I have something to worry about if you're looking at semiconductor chip stocks. ASML, they're Norwegian. I can't remember. Norwegian, Netherlands. Can't remember where they're from. They also guided for a slowdown in lithography system sales, which they have an 80% market share. So global players that command their markets within the semiconductor space are all saying we have a slowdown in semiconductor chip sales for this year. That's what they're all expecting. So I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines for semiconductor chip stocks. I do have some exposure through AMD. I'm just hedged. That's what I'm worried about for semiconductor chip stocks. Oh, and I am buying puts on NVIDIA because actually there's a trade for you. So I'm buying January 2024 puts. I'm buying the leaps on NVIDIA because they made a lot of money from the crypto boom, right? That sort of fizzled out. Crypto's coming back, but NVIDIA already said that they're shifting focus away from those GPUs for crypto mining. So that's a little bit of lost opportunity for them, but then they said we're now going to make a ton of money on AI. However, there's market open, by the way. However, some of their biggest would-be customers include Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. All 3 of those companies have decided to make their own chips in-house. Google's been doing it. I think Amazon's doing it, and Microsoft's they either just started or they're about to begin. So a big part of that market is going to do it in-house, and they're not going to need NVIDIA. So if AI is what's going to keep NVIDIA growing, I don't see what the hype is for NVIDIA. I think they're just going to have I think they're going to miss expectations by like a wide margin over the next year or 2. They have something else because they're usually pretty good at capturing those secular trends. They come up with something else or they get onto another trend, and it could definitely change. That would really be a game changer because they're very good at doing that. So far, I don't see anything for them. So if it's all about AI, I think NVIDIA's going to have a bad time. And they're also up. Looked at their performance. See, NVIDIA is up something like 140% for the past like 6 months. It's ridiculous. It's something crazy. So I'm waiting for that thing to correct. Valuation is god awful. It looks like Cisco did before the tech bubble, when the tech bubble bursted, which is really bad. And I'm complete bear in NVIDIA. I'm buying those January 2024 strike 130 puts. I'm going deep there. It's kind of a market crash hedge as well. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So calls on the video. Got it.
Yeah, I'll post. I'm not going to post all the details because I said a lot, but I'll post a bit.
10 seconds. And liftoff.
For people asking what's happening, there's the rocket launching. It's Tesla, right? There you go.
SpaceX.
Yeah, SpaceX.
Uh-oh. There's only half of the things are working, looks like.
That is an uh-oh.
Still going, though. There's more of them going out.
Another clip. Vail. Got a lot of calls, a lot of shares because anytime it's below 50.
Upper, you're breaking up.
Anytime Vail is below $15, it's a good buy.
15? Upper, did you say 15?
Yeah, 1.15. I've been in and out of this stock many times over the years, but the reason why they're great is they have unfettered access to a lot of rare metals, and you need a lot of rare metals to make stuff. Whether you like Teslas or you like Rivians, or you like Toyotas or Stellantis, which you should like Stellantis because they're the best automotive stock right now. Vail makes a lot of shit for all of them. And, it takes like 2,000 gallons of diesel a day to mine the stuff you need for electric cars. And Vail has a lot of fucking access to cheap oil and, South American earth.
Did you guys talk about Apple and not so news that they're in their 4.15% savings rate account?
A few days ago, I believe we did, but anything new on that?
Nothing new. I just would have commented there's so many benefits to the company doing that. So many. They can give deals. You start an account with Apple, they give deals on their phones, their MacBooks, or whatever. You could get first dibs on pre-orders. Somebody just said "boom" in all caps. Wait, is that a joke or the?
No, it exploded.
Whoa! Are you serious?
All right.
Happy birthday!
Did it really explode?
Yeah, it exploded.
Wait,
Boom.
is Tesla's stock price coming back down?
Why is everyone cheering?
It was they kind of knew that was going to happen.
Lost a lot of good men on that flight.
There was nobody on it.
There's 10 people on the flight.
There's nobody anymore.
For anybody that wasn't, it started to do some crazy flips, and then it exploded. Like it started to get acceleration again and exploded.
Oh my
Sounds
god!
like Tesla's stock price. Where's the soundboard? I thought we were supposed to have a soundboard now. OIP, where's the soundboard? Reddit said they were gonna put a soundboard, or they fail at doing another thing. Not Reddit, Discord.
Some people have gotten them. They haven't rolled them all out to all the Discords yet.
Let's see.
Looks like Tesla's still going up. It hasn't exploded.
The stock? Oh,
well,
it's down
there
7%.
it goes. And there's
Did the rocket explode or not?
Yes, it exploded.
Yes. 17 good, brave men and women, lives
stop.
lost.
Stop.
Training was rigorous. Their families are shocked.
There was nobody.
I mean, they
on
were
it.
brave, but they were stupid.
Oh, let's not talk ill of the dead here.
There was nobody on it.
I mean, at one point there were, T-Prince.
But they weren't when it exploded. There was no one on it when it blew up.
You have
What,
no evidence.
Did they jump ship before it exploded?
It was unmanned.
Yo, Jeff, you still bullish Tesla?
Did somebody say they were bullish yesterday?
Yeah. We're just doing a joke.
Awesome.
You know, so we still don't know if it was considered a successful launch in terms of the data gathering part that they wanted.
Well, Elon was smiling, if that means anything.
He's like, yes, insurance claim.
Yeah, but was it his I'm a 5-year-old and I thought that explosion was cool smile, or is it that painful, oh, this isn't going to be good smile?
He's just thinking of who he's going to fire.
Everyone at Twitter.
So someone said in chat that it was supposed to separate. So are you trying to say that it didn't explode?
Well, it's separated all right.
Separated into a million pieces.
Yeah, just like all of the body parts of those poor lost souls.
Monkeys. There were monkeys in there.
Like somebody in chat is saying it didn't explode.
I watched it explode.
It exploded.
Looks like we got some fake news here in the WallStreetBets server.
It definitely exploded.
Oh yeah, old Elon, he's still holding some Bitcoin, isn't he?
Yeah, I was surprised by that. He's got like 325 million or something.
Still up on that, right? I think he got it like in mid-high 20s.
20s, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have sold that to boost their margins. Maybe he thinks margins are going to keep going down. Maybe that's a good indicator. Is Elon selling his Bitcoin? And if not, maybe he's worried, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point, because he's going to try to get the profit from Bitcoin over his share.
And if Bitcoin goes back down and Tesla's margins drop as well, and he can just, get tax credits and, win-win.
I mean, in all fairness, Tesla is actually up since the explosion.
Well, he didn't set the bar very high for the launch. In the Twitter spaces that he had regarding the launch, he said they're expecting it to not land successfully. They were expecting it to go bust, but they wanted to do data gathering.
OIP just asked, Opinion, did you just ask why SpaceX would impact Tesla? You know who started SpaceX, Opinion? Have you ever used the Google machine?
Trump.
You say Trump.
I had to say it once at
Fired.
least.
Opinion, we talked about. Didn't we already talk about Tesla's earnings? Opinion high on Dick. Opinion, what are you doing?
It is 420. Blaze it.
Mhm.
Oh, is it? Hey, 420 was quite the controversial day, So, now 420 is known as the International Poke Up Day, right? Well, previously it was known as Adolf Hitler's birthday. Did you know that?
Yes.
Let's go.
You Nazi smokers.
More to celebrate.
I'm not making that up.
Yo,
Go ahead
I
and look that
know.
up.
I was
Wikipedia
told
that.
in 7th grade that by my history teacher that I shared a birthday with Hitler.
Are you German?
No. Irish Italian.
Well, T Prince, you weren't consulted on that matter.
No.
But all the people that want to use 420 as International Smoking Day, well, you had a choice, friends.
That makes
you
it
chose Nazis.
No, you know the history behind that.
Could have picked 419. They could have picked 421. They could have picked 520.
Do you
No,
know
they had
why
to pick
why
Hitler's
it was
birthday.
420? Because 420 used to be the code for marijuana use in progress, like a 187. That was that's where 420 came from.
I think it has an earlier source than that, T Prince.
You do?
Yeah, Hitler was born before the code was created.
I heard it was when California schools let out and all the hippies out there went out to smoke a blunt at 4:20 p.m.
I don't think Hitler smoked pot, Luce. He would have been a lot more chill if he had.
I think if he found out
He liked
International Pot Day was created based on his birthday, he'd probably join you pot smokers. Yeah. Think about
He
that.
smoked something, all right.
Queen says Hitler.
What was
smoked
that?
meth.
What was that, Jay Bird? Could you share with the folks at home what he smokes?
He smokes weed, I said.
Oh,
Do you hear that, Luce? Queen says Hitler smoked meth.
Hitler smoked Hotler.
I believe that's historically accurate. Maybe
what
injected it.
What is Hotler? Is that like Buff Hitler or something?
Ew. No, he was
Oh
not.
God.
That's nasty.
I'm putting that image into people's heads.
We need to change subject before we get canceled.
Oh goodness. Well, didn't cancel the people for making 420 International Pot Smoking Day, even though it was Hitler's birthday. So maybe we're safe.
The Chirp says there was a video of him tweaking at the Olympic Games. That's hilarious.
It's a hell of a dip on Stellantis. Oh God. Opinion baits to that.
Oh my God. It's horrible.
Now he deleted it.
I screenshot it, opinion. Make me a mega mod. The Tesla stock is still up, or is going up. Spaceship, Starship to pieces. Any plays for Spy?
I got no place for Spy. I've been waiting to buy. Thinking about it, waiting to buy shares of Porsche. The ticker is EOAHY. And it's a very strangely set up company. Actually value them. What's that?
Can you say the ticker again?
I just typed it. POAHY. Value them hybrid, like half as a regular stock, half as a financials company because of how they make money off of Volkswagen. It's a little strange, but Fate is kind of linked to Volkswagen, even though it's a much stronger company. I think they pay a dividend. Yeah, the yield is free dividend tax is 4.93% at this price. No options, so fortunately, but yeah, it's relatively low. I did not get in on the spin-off from Volkswagen, and yeah, I guess I'm sort of glad I didn't because I think it was at a much higher price, wasn't it? So I don't know that this dip across the automotive sector, which is presumably being caused by Tesla, I don't think Tesla's woes are, I don't think they reflect the rest of the sector. So I might add this dip in Stellantis. It's a hell of a dip, 5.3%. I don't know if anybody sees any other news relating to Stellantis specifically. I don't think the other stocks are down that much. Volkswagen is only down 3.3%. Yeah, Ford's down 4.4%. Mercedes is good. I keep accidentally typing tickers the chat instead of swim. I'd buy the dip on Stellantis. So the recall on Stellantis was yesterday, right? You gonna say T Prince?
Well, what do you think about run-ups coming up on ex-dividend dates? These stocks.
I mean, kind of typical. Well, usually they're not that great, right? But it's not always. It doesn't. It's not guaranteed to happen. I don't know. I think they're pretty random, to be honest. Like Zim had a lot of run-ups. A lot of times when they were gonna announce their special dividend, but sometimes they didn't. You know, who knows why they didn't at certain times, right? So Stellantis had a good run-up. Now they're down, but they haven't even paid the dividend yet. But the dividend's only, let's see, dividend's a pretty good chunk. I would say, like, who knows when it technically started, like, running up because of the dividend and when it started coming down because of the dividend. You know what I mean? So, like, it's kind of, I see it as pretty random.
Thank you.
Yes, but the dividend date is next week, so yeah, technically it could come down a bit more. Is hitting the 50-day moving average. Only thing I know. Technical side, but last time it bounced off of that. Took a day, but it bounced off it. But we'll see what happens. What's going on with those rabbits there? I understand how that works. Conscoot. I already got into the double calendar on Enphase. I think, let me double check. Yeah, I'm making good money on that. So, like, to say now is a good time, like, I'm up 30% overall on that one. So, I don't know that I would say, oh, yeah, double calendar is a good idea now for Enphase. Because, frankly, you're going to make a lot less than what I'm making. I wouldn't buy straddles or strangles on Enphase. The options are really expensive. I would say if you're bullish on the company, just buy shares, hold it for the long term. But you pay so much for those calls, and you're gonna get IV crushed, or calls, puts, whatever. Maybe there's a good double calendar spread play there, but like I said, the one I made, I'm be making way less money than me, so it's not nearly as attractive to me. Are you saying that the CEO of NVIDIA is actually Bill Huang? Yoko, yes, I'm still bullish on Warner Brothers. We agreed brothers, not bros, because otherwise, I don't know if y'all were here for that conversation. But anyways, it's long term, so it's not a YOLO on earnings. It's none of that. They're just a good old value stock. Yeah, so we decided. I had a question about pronunciation of the BROS in the titles of companies and such as Warner Brothers. And even though it says bros, you have to say brothers. They still mean brothers, right? So there's Warner Brothers, Super Mario Brothers. Apparently, it's brothers, it's not bros. It's supposed to be Dutch Brothers, and I said, therefore, it's Lehman Brothers. That's another one. Therefore, logically, it has to be Bang Brothers. It's not Bang Bros, it's Bang Brothers. So it's the same. They're all brothers. All those guys are family going around the world carrying their seed. It has to be. There's no other way.